Another Kris episode.
Another Kris episode.
We should just change the podcast title to the Kris Show.
The
Every,
Hoosier Kris
everybody loves
podcast.
Kris.
Yes, because that's who we
Um,
are. Because nobody else
exactly.
likes us anymore.
Welcome to another episode of Hoosier Nerds Podcast with Kris and the other Kris. Mikey had things to do, and Tim said he would be here. He joined the podcast on his break, or he joined us right when we ended the podcast last week, and said, "Yeah, I got next Wednesday off, so I'll be there." So it's like, okay, and here we are.
And here we are. And he's not here.
Exactly.
Lied to us.
Anyways, so
Liar.
I had, as I was saying, I had a great idea this morning. So yesterday I went to the band boosters meeting for Kimberly's band, and it's getting to be marching band season. And this is probably a dumb but also a great idea. I had the idea of donating for the podcast to get our name on, like, the sponsorship roll.
Well, that'll work.
I don't know how much it would be to, get our name put on there.
Well,
More than I
somewhat.
probably want to spend. But like,
I mean,
get it put on the trailer or something. Hoosier Nerds podcast,
if it gets us, 3 followers, I'll be happy.
right? People are gonna be like,
I'm
"What
just
the
saying.
heck? Who's Hoosier Nerds podcast?"
So at least look us up.
Yeah. Hey, all publicity is good publicity.
That's right. So I mean, whatever works, dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
I know it's there's nothing bad that can happen except me be out of money. But that's why I would take
That's
a donation from y'all too.
depends on how much it is.
Exactly.
I hope you don't just throw money at it and expect money.
No, I'm not. I don't. I doubt I even do it. It's like that dumb idea that I had an idea of, and then I was like, well, I'll probably never actually do it because it's going to be
Yeah,
money, and I don't want to
it'd be
spend the
like
money.
if it'd be like $300. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's not a lot, but it is.
Yeah, especially right now, $300 is a lot.
Yeah, because racing season's coming up, Comic Con's coming up.
I know that $300 could be something for Comic Con.
Yeah, it could be another deck of cards or a glass set or um, a sword or a helmet
This is the
or
way.
a meet and greet with you know the Dragon Ball Z guy
Who's at everything now?
or the Black Power Ranger.
There's no Power Ranger coming. Oh wait, there's
There
a
is
Power
a
Ranger
Power
coming.
Ranger coming.
Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
Shows you how much I pay attention.
There is a Power Ranger. I don't know who the Power Rangers are because I never watched it. I was too old to
Only
watch the
reason
Power
I
Rangers.
knew what's his face was a Power Ranger was because he went to every single event.
Let's see
And
here.
I don't
I'm
mean that
gonna
in a bad way. It's just he went to every single
no.
stinking event.
Oh, here we go. I'll pull it up. Let's see here. They announced like a couple other people, and I swear I never heard of these people because they started to announce meet and greet packages and stuff. So
Who'd they announce? I'm looking right now, and it looks.
Charlie Hunnam, don't know who he is.
Oh, we talked about this last week.
Oh yeah, Tim Daly. He was in Wings. That's right.
Yeah, they announced Tim Daly and Walter Jones are the only two new
Yes,
people.
Tim Daly and Walter Jones and Charlie Hunman.
We
Hunnam.
talked about him last time.
Oh, they all look alike. I don't know who these guys are.
Ashley Exton is new, the voice actress for Ahsoka. They got a
Garrett
lot of
Hudson.
Star Wars Clone Wars voice actors coming now.
I'm more excited about Rose McGowan, but you know.
Eh.
Eh. Paul
If she walks
Williams.
if she walks around with that gun on her leg like that, I'm okay with it.
Paul Williams, that'd be good. How much is Paul Williams? $80 for a photo op? Are you kidding me?
Really?
It just says autographs available on Celebrity Row. Let's see what it says.
Oh my God.
What?
$90 for photo ops with Jody Benson.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
It doesn't say how much. Cash only. Celebrity autographs are sold only on site in Celebrity Row and are cash only.
Since when?
That's what it says.
I guess they were. I've always paid cash for them, so I guess that is true. So.
Well, I prepaid for my Steve Austin one. So how much is Paul Williams? God, $80.
But that's just for a photo. I don't. Usually their photos and autographs are the same amount, though.
He wrote a lot of good music. I don't know why he's at Comic-Con, but he wrote Evergreen.
I don't know who he is.
Love soft as an easy chair. No.
And we just killed all of our followers with you.
We've only just begun.
I mean, I've heard that song.
Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. No. Just an old-fashioned love song. No.
No.
How about someday you'll find it? The Rainbow Connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. No.
I've heard these songs, but I haven't,
He wrote all of those songs. The Rainbow Connection is from the Muppet movie.
Never the live action?
The Muppet movie, the very first Muppet movie, the Muppet movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's got Kermit the Frog singing the Rainbow Connection.
Haven't seen it.
Oh my God. So how much is Rose McGowan then?
I think 80.
Her photo ops are 60.
That ain't bad.
No, that's not for Rose McGowan.
One thing these what's their faces celebrities need to realize is this is Indiana Comic-Con, not San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm actually surprised that Paul Williams is $80.
Oh, hey, it's Tim.
How much is Holly Marie Combs? $50 for photo ops. So that's the only people I've heard of at this. I don't care about the voice people. I have no dog in the hunt of voice people. It's just a voice, unless it's Mark Hamill, because he's Luke Skywalker.
Well, they are celebrities because they are voice actors, and
they're not celebrities.
Yeah, they are.
If I Ashley Eckstein, right?
Yeah.
Who is she? She's Ahsoka.
Voice actress of Ahsoka.
You know how much her photo op is?
$80.
Try again. Thank you for
90.
Playing. Thank you for playing. Try again.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
100.
Thank you for playing. Please try again.
How much higher? What's that?
$120. Now, if I get my picture taken with this Ashley Eckstein and I hang that picture on my wall, people are going to go, who's that? See what I mean?
I mean, not everybody knows every single actor, though.
If you hung up that Paul Williams guy, I wouldn't know who he is.
If I hang up my Steve Austin picture, people know who Lee Majors is.
I don't know who Lee Majors is.
You don't, but people do.
If I hung up a picture of Nana Visitor, you wouldn't know who she is, but she's a famous actor.
Nobody knows this person by their face. Why would I pay $120 to get my picture taken with them for their voice?
Because they are.
What?
There's a lot. Pedro Pascal doesn't even show his face. And he's not even the one in the freaking Mando suit. But yet he gets paid millions of dollars and people want to see him.
Here's a question. What if you got a picture taken with Darth Vader? With the guy who voices Darth Vader?
Yeah, he's a voice actor.
Jones.
Yeah, he's a voice actor.
James Earl Jones?
He's a voice actor, though, from Darth Vader.
James
and Lion
King. Jones is an actor. He was in
So,
Field of Dreams.
But you're not going to know him by his face.
People would know James Earl Jones by his face.
Yeah, I guess people who are fucking 50 years old are going to know him by his face. But
you know what? if
I
I
mean, it all
see,
really just depends on who is
Nobody
really.
is going to know Ashley Eckstein by her face.
I
I don't
would.
care how big.
I might not recognize Mark Hamill from certain pictures.
But you would.
Maybe not though. I mean, there's plenty of times where I'm watching a movie and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually so and so.
I just don't see how you would recognize a voice actor by their face. Actors, I could see. Tim
if I
Daly,
see
who's
Sean
that?
But it's
Schimmel, I
not
know
about.
who he is.
But it's not about recognizing
Well,
the.
that's because Sean Schimmel's at 8,000 Comic Cons.
Like, what about my picture with Jason David Frank? Not everybody knows who Jason David Frank is unless they're a fan of UFC.
I do, and I did not watch
do
one
because
episode.
because you know who Jason David Frank is, but somebody who doesn't know who he is
I wouldn't know who he is.
So
isn't
this
gonna
James
know.
Arnold Taylor guy, for $80, get your picture taken with
He
him.
looks
Who's
like
he?
Tom Hanks. Let's be honest. He looks a little like
And
Tom
on top of
Hanks.
it, everything in the world is going up in price. So I mean,
I
uh,
know, but they're just. I
photo
don't.
op with-
I don't
oh,
understand the buying of a picture with a voice actor because they're voice actors.
it's for you though. You're not buying it for other people to look at. I'm buying. I got my picture taken with Jason David Frank, so I could look at the picture of me and Jason David Frank. Not
And
so somebody who's coming over is like, hey, who is this? Like, I don't give a shit.
and then I could tell the story of, hey, that's Jason David Frank, or hey,
Yeah.
that's Sean Schimmel.
I could tell you.
Then I could tell you who they are. Like, oh, I watched that show. I didn't know that's what they looked like. That's
From
cool.
me,
You got to meet them.
not so other people can know who it is.
I bet you. If oh, I'm trying to think of a Raiders player. Not a famous Raiders player, but a Raiders player. Jacobs. I bet if Jacobs walked in front of you and you got a picture with him, I don't know what Jacobs looks like.
You know what? I would. He could walk in front of me, and I probably wouldn't know who he was either.
Exactly. Same concept. But if you went to
It's
a
not the
signing,
same concept.
if you met him in real life and you knew who he was, you met him at some event and got a picture with him, you would be ecstatic.
Like if I got a picture of me and Amari Stoudemire, not everybody knows who Amari Stoudemire is or what he looks like. But he's a famous basketball player.
Yeah, he's a basketball player. He just don't talk into a microphone. I just don't understand spending that kind of scratch for a voice actor picture.
It's the same thing. It's just
It's
because
not.
they play basketball or football, or Tom Cruise is does actual full body acting.
It is not the same
the same thing.
Paying them for
If
their.
I got my picture taken with Tom Hanks or Tim Allen, they're going to know them for the Santa Claus, Home Improvement, Saving Private Ryan, Big, whatever other Tom Hanks movies, and they're not going to know them from Toy Story. If I got my picture taken with Don Rickles, they're not going to know him as Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. They're going to know him as Don Rickles.
I don't know who Don Rickles is,
not gonna
so.
know what the
But
picture
no,
is regardless.
How do you not know who Don Rickles is?
I wouldn't
when you
know
say
who the-
Tom Hanks,
exactly what we're talking about. Like I'm not
Toy
gonna know.
Story
who
is one
Don
of his first
Rickles is.
movies.
I've never-
Wait, whoa!
But-
Stop the press. Toy Story was one of his first movies.
No, it's one of the first movies that comes to my head when you say Tom Hanks. Is
Saving Private Ryan? Oh my god!
I never said that wasn't one of the first. That was the other movie. I was saying Toy Story is one of the top 3 movies that come to my head.
That's all
I know you are.
Yeah,
I know
devil's
you
advocate.
are, but it's ticking me off.
Terrible devil's advocate.
It's fun to play the devil. I just
I'm gonna
don't get it.
stab you
Like-
next time I see you.
Chris is gonna be filled with holes. When
I know,
see
right?
him.
It's gonna be multiple. You guys are gonna take turns. Okay, get off of me. My turn. My turn.
Leave some blood for me.
Like I hope Kimberly has like a room dedicated for a murder at the wedding. 'Cause
That murder room. It's plastic on the ground,
it's gonna be like fucking I can't think of the name of the movie now with American Psycho.
There's gonna be plastic on the ground and
I'm
like
gonna tell
a big cart, like a big throw
Be
rug.
like, hey Chris, and he turns around and it's gonna be me with a fucking axe.
It's gonna be a throw rug in there with the tarp, and you're gonna roll it all up and just throw it in the dumpster.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to throw you all in one dumpster. I'm going to chop you up. I'm going to the dumpster behind Walmart, the dumpster out. I will put you in one dumpster in front of at my apartment because I'm lazy. But maybe out by Lowe's. I might drive you out to Muncie and drop your feet or something.
That's too funny.
See, that's when people make their mistake. When they chop up the body, they just throw them all out at once. You got to spread the body out. Be willing to drive 3 hours. Just to dump
I
their
would
head.
get my picture taken with Mel Blanc, but I wouldn't pay $120 to get my picture taken with Mel Blanc.
Who's Mel Blanc?
He was Bugs Bunny.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to pay.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't pay $120 to get my picture taken with Mel Blanc.
No, I wouldn't pay that either. But I hope that's not how much they pay. They want for.
That's how much
autograph.
they want for Ahsoka.
But I hope it's not for an autograph because I have a pop of Ahsoka I want signed. I have a pop of one of the the guy that does Clone Wars, and then I have Obi-Wan that I want signed for the voice actor. And I hope it's
if I was going to
not
get
there.
If I was going to get Obi-Wan, it would be Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
I have his pop. I have his pop for when he comes, and I have the other guy's pop for him this time.
I'm just like, there's nobody like big. You know what I mean? There's not one celebrity there that screams, "I'm big." No. Nothing against. I mean,
Charlie Hunnam, maybe like 8 years ago when Sons of Anarchy was big, and Theo Rossi when Sons of Anarchy was
usually
big.
They have like one big guy. You know what I mean?
Well, they haven't announced him yet. Last time it was all the Star Trek people.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's the thing. We had the guy from The Boys. We had what's his name, Giancarlo Esposito. He was really good.
Yeah.
We had Gary Ellis, which is always good. We had Shatner that one year. We had David Harbour one year, and we had Val Kilmer one year.
Yep. We had Maisie Williams one year.
Yeah, that was before I started going though.
Yeah, that was I think that was the first year too.
So they've had
when the fire department shut it down.
Oh, really? Too many people?
They were in one of the smaller halls, and there were 10 times the amount of people showed up than they expected.
I'm just saying, right now there's no, oh wow, hey, they're going to be there. You know what I mean? There's not that pop of a celebrity yet.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. There's not that, hey, I have to go get this person. I know that I'm going to have to stand in line for Jodie Benson.
How much was she?
She's $80 for a photo.
That's not bad, but it's a little bit more. I'd figure 50.
I think 50.
I'm guessing because she's Disney 80, related. She gets a little bit more.
80's the high of what I would want to spend. 50, anything below 80, maybe 90, depending on who it is. I still kick myself in the butt. I didn't spend the $100 to get a picture of Shatner.
Yeah, but then it went up on same day. It went up like 125.
Yeah, you had to prepay for the $100.
Right.
I still kick myself in the butt. I didn't do that. But
I mean, I paid $140 for Lee Majors, and that was a picture and the autograph. So.
Yeah. Oh well, you.
It's whatever you think it's worth. It's not whatever it's worth. It really comes down to the individual. It's how much is it worth it to you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to pay $60 to see Rose McGowan, but I do like Rose McGowan. But
$80 is too much for a picture, or $100 is too much for a picture, in my book.
I mean, even like concerts, like as much as I love like some artists and stuff like that, like I don't want to pay like hundreds of dollars to go to a concert. Like I don't think it's worth
I got Spotify.
Well, no, I mean, okay, so like Deer Creek though, but see, that's where Deer Creek comes in, which is great because like I want to see Hank Williams Jr. this year, right? He's playing in June because I've always wanted to see Hank Williams Jr. and we're gonna go see Disturbed. So lawn seats, they're not the greatest seats in the world, but you're there, you can see the stage, and you can enjoy yourself. Tickets are $29.50. That's a good price. That's a great price for.
Yeah. But like
be able to see like a big. Like a big name star for that.
Kiss is playing.
I did. I think I spent $20 on field tickets, or not field tickets, on lawn tickets to see Styx, Foreigner, and Kansas.
Yeah, but
they're old. They don't know what prices are.
Kiss is playing.
If I go and see Beyonce or something like that.
Those are the prices. Yeah, Beyonce ain't gonna be playing field.
That's what I
Oh,
mean.
no.
She'll play the field house.
Not that
Yeah.
I
Those
would
tickets.
want to.
Kiss is playing the
Um,
field house, and the cheap seats are $69.50, which isn't bad. I mean, you're at the top of the arena, but $69.50 you can get into a Kiss concert.
I forget which actor or which country music star it was, but they were at Lucas Oil, and the nosebleeds were like $100.
Was that the Luke Combs
Yeah,
concert?
it was.
That's too
Because
much.
I looked to get some because I really like him, but again, I can say I saw him, but at that same point, I don't want to sit in the nosebleeds. If I'm going to go see a concert for him, or someone like that, I want to sit a little closer.
Right.
No, I actually
mean,
want to see and experience it.
But those seats are like, it's expensive. Like floor seats are like $200 and some odd dollars,
Yeah.
at least
Oh
for
no,
any
they were
show.
like 400 for him.
We're gonna go see Paramore, and we're at the top of the field house because they're playing the field house in June. I don't know why they're not playing Deer Creek. But those tickets were $50 a piece. But that's all I was willing to pay. I mean, I could have probably bought more expensive seats, but that's all I was willing to pay was $50.
I don't remember how much I paid for Florence. Back when Florence and the Machine were like hot, I forget how much I paid for their tickets. But they were at the one that's across the canal from the zoo. What's that?
The White River.
Yeah, that's a
That's where
nice place too.
It's nice now. Yeah, I heard it was a real dump there for a while.
Oh, it was, but it's nice now.
Yeah, it's nice now. That's where we saw Bare Naked Ladies last year. The parking's kind of a bitch, but
I parked for like $5 at the museum.
I parked for 10 at the baseball stadium.
Oh, that ain't bad either.
No.
And then we just sat in the car and waited, 30 minutes for it to clear out and left.
That's why I like Deer Creek as opposed to like the field house.
You get out of Deer Creek so easy.
Deer Creek parking is free at Deer Creek.
Yeah. You can pay extra for VIP parking.
Yeah, but I can still pay for free parking.
Yeah.
But I don't have to pay for free parking. But I like free parking. So I can go see Hank Williams Jr. for $30, and that's all it's going to cost me. We'll go see Disturbed. It'll cost us $30 a ticket. Tickets are free. Now, I bought Paramore tickets. That's downtown. I'm going to have to pay for $20 for parking.
And 20 to the crackhead that sits next to your car for him not to stab you.
Right? I mean, it's just, concerts are outrageously expensive. They didn't used to be that way, man. It was serve.
So there was one weekend about 6 months ago now, almost maybe less, probably more like 4 months ago. Kimberly and I decided, hey, let's go to because we live, an hour from Cincinnati. We're like, let's go to Cincinnati for the weekend and enjoy it because why not? We like Cincinnati. It was the same night there was a T Swift concert, and we didn't know it, so we were like, it was like the weekend before she released her new album, and we looked at tickets, or at least I did, because I was like, why not? We're here. Let's see if there's tickets for sale. They were like $1,000 or something like that for a ticket.
Yeah, I ain't paying that much to see Taylor, so I ain't paying.
But that was also, night of.
I wouldn't pay $150 to see Taylor Swift.
It's T Swift though.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't pay $100 to see Taylor Swift. I'd pay $40. I go to Deer Creek and see her. Pay $30 for the lawn seats.
Well, what you do is you get in a relationship with her, break her heart, and then you'll get free concerts because the song's about you.
I will. If that song's about me, I'm suing her for slander and reaping untold fortunes. There we go. But yeah, concerts are outrageous. Everything's expensive now. Josie wants to see The Cure, right? So you can kind of gauge on the secondary market because how tickets aren't on sale yet, but there's already tickets for sale on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Which I ain't figured out how that works. Ticketmaster. So they're playing Chicago and they're playing Cincinnati, Cuyahoga Falls, which I guess is Cleveland essentially. They're playing Cleveland and Chicago. So the secondary market for Chicago in the upper deck of Chicago Stadium, tickets were like $380 for one. And then they play at this place outdoors in Cleveland. It's kind of like a Deer Creek. Their lawn seats were $600.
Oh my god.
So I'm guessing that like their tickets are gonna be like $150 for the crappy seats, and I ain't paying that much to see the Cure because I don't like the Cure anyway.
I don't know who the Cure are, but I hope they have the cure for COVID.
Oh, I mean they've been around since the '80s, so.
So they have the cure for AIDS.
Yes, they do. No, they didn't have the Cure then.
Are they HIV positive?
No, they're not. They're British though. You've heard it's Friday. I'm in love,
I'm not
right?
positive. I'm HIV positive.
Love song. I will always love you. That one. That's the Cure.
No, I haven't heard it. Can I switch
Robert
topics
Smith
real
from the
quick for a second?
Cure. Robert Smith from the Cure defeated Mecca Streisand in South Park.
Oh, okay. Let's talk South Park for a second. What did you guys think of that last episode?
The AI.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one.
It was genius, though.
It was genius, but this season's been really good so far.
That's some funny crap right there. I loved it. That was a good episode. Yeah, it was kind of forgettable. I had to think about what it was about. Somebody
Yeah.
asked what it was about, and I had to think about it for a second.
I think the best one though was the Royals episode.
Oh yeah, wah.
Because it threw back to the old royal pudding episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible day for Canada and therefore the world.
That was a good episode. What was the other episode about?
The first episode, I can't remember. What
The first episode was the Royals.
I thought that was the second episode.
No.
Hold on, I literally have South Park open on HBO Max. Hold on, give me a
The
second.
second one was.
It was Cupid Yay. Then
Cupid
it
Yee was
yeah,
the first
Cupid
one.
Yee-
That's right.
Cupid
I'm
Yee.
sorry. Yeah, Cupid Yee was the first one. Then the Royals was the second one.
and then it was the Japanese toilet one.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. When I said
the
I'm going to get a
Japanese toilet
Japanese
one was
toilet,
good.
I forgot about that one. It was good, but I forgot about it.
That was too fun.
You don't want Big Toilet to cancel our stream, so our podcast.
Did you guys watch the Oscars?
No, I don't care about
Buddy?
the Oscars. I saw that. Even though I saw that Brendan Fraser won.
You know
Nobody
what? I'm claiming this Oscars because my generation won Oscars.
I can't believe Brendan Fraser never won one for like The Mummy.
The
Well, that's an
Mummy
action
was no one liked Mummy was the classic, like fans loved it, critics hated it.
That was like an Indiana Jones kind of adventure thing, but he was good in The Whale. I watched The Whale.
Yeah,
It
I
is
haven't
dark
watched it yet.
and depressing as hell, but it's a good movie. He's really good in it. And
What
so
is
is
it
Sadie.
about?
So is Sadie Sink. Sadie Sink plays his daughter. She plays an asshole bitch daughter, but she's really good in it. And I mean, everybody's like, I can't believe that, his performance was good, but they're making fun of fat people and they're making, their fat phobia and fat shaming. And no, basically, his character was a piece of shit who left his wife and daughter for a younger man, and that guy offed himself and he was depressed, so he hid in his house and ate himself to death. That's exactly what happened.
It doesn't sound like they're making fun of him. It sounds like they're bringing light to an issue.
They are bringing light to an issue, a very big issue, and that happens all the time. There's people like that all the time out there. And he finally figures out that he's a piece of shit. That's exactly what he figures out. So it's a good movie. I didn't think it was. It wasn't up for Best Picture, which it probably shouldn't have been because it's not that good. But his performance is really, 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 really good. He deserved it. Indiana's own Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But him and Ki Huy Kwan, which is Data from the Goonies, he won Best Supporting Actor. Short Round. From Indiana.
Oh, I didn't know Short Round was in there.
Yeah. Short Round. He won. In fact, the movie he was in won Best Picture, and Harrison Ford was presenting the Best Picture award. So when he went up there, Harrison Ford was up there, which I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I saw them hug. Like I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So I'm claiming this Oscars because that's my generation. Between, I mean, yeah, The Mummy, but don't forget Encino Man and
Yep.
Airheads. Airheads is so good. And
I don't remember Airheads.
Airheads. That's when they take over a radio station. It's got him. It's Brendan Fraser. He plays the lead singer of this rock band. Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler.
Oh, I didn't know he was in a movie with Adam Sandler.
Yes, and they want to get their music played, so they take over a radio station with machine guns. They're squirt guns that look like machine guns. And it's a comedy. It's really funny. And their band is called the Lone Rangers. And they're like, why are you called the Lone Rangers when there's three of you? Which that makes sense, but it's a good movie. It's one of his first movies. He did School Ties. That was really good. He plays a kid that goes off to a private school, a Jewish kid that goes off to a private school, and they hate Jewish people, and he has to face like hate, like Jewish hate. So it's a really good movie too. But good for Brendan Fraser. Good for Ki Hui Kwan. Michelle Yeoh, is that her name?
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh. She won Best Actress. And then Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Actress. So it's very much a Gen X, those people were Gen X people. So Gen X pretty much dominated the Oscars. So yay for Gen X. But other than that, I didn't watch it. I'm not wasting my time. I don't want to hear nothing political or woke. I'll just be glad who won, and it's over. So there you go.
Well, I haven't seen anything yet about them getting stupid political, but
no, I haven't either. No, Jamie Lee Curtis did. She said that her Oscar is they them. She named her Oscar they them. Whatever, dude.
let's not go there. Anyways,
I'm watching South Park right now. It's on Comedy Central, and it's the Washington Redskins episode.
I just watched that episode.
I did too. I think that's like a top 5 episode.
It's got the boobs and the wiener on his shirt with the Washington Redskins logo.
Could we wear that shirt to like a Redskins game or a Commanders game?
I would. I don't even care. Speaking of Commanders, so they signed Jacoby Brissett. I didn't know that.
I wish. I know he wasn't the best quarterback, but I still think that after Luck left, we should have stuck with him and then drafted somebody.
We should. Are we gonna? Should we go into free agency because it's been outrageous?
Yeah.
There has been so much.
I know some stuff that's happened, but I can, I can always, me, I can always shit talk some stuff.
Who are the Colts? Who's the Colts quarterback?
Ellison. Hold on. I'm looking up their depth chart right now.
They let Matt Ryan go. They signed a kicker for like $1 billion.
We still have Nick Foles and Sam Ellinger, so nobody.
Kickers are outrageously underpaid.
They just spent a bunch of cashola on that kicker. He's a really good kicker, but like he might be their highest paid player.
Like all of like the clutch moments that either they need to hit. Like if they're a good kicker and they hit those clutch things, then they definitely should get paid. But all of it's almost like they're a quarter. No, I don't want to say they're like a quarterback, but
I think kickers are more important now than ever before.
Plenty of games that come down to a field goal, or dare I say, missed field goals.
Well, I think he's only missed like 3 field goals or something like that in the last 6 seasons, and they were all over 50 yards.
Like $1 or $2 million most of the time per year, when they should probably be getting paid like I don't want to say like not receiver pay, obviously, but maybe
they paid him like bank.
Like a third string receiver, like they should be getting like $5 million a year as kickers. Like the good ones.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe not like a
like
rookie.
there was a good 3-4 year span that Pat McAfee was like the best player on the Colts.
4-year, $22.5 million.
But I'm gonna say Pat is all about this guy, Matt Gay.
Yeah, Matt Gay.
I think Pat said he might be the best kicker.
He's
in
a
the
kicker
league.
from the Rams.
Yeah, he's probably the best kicker in the league right
They
now.
traded Stephon Gilmore to the Cowboys.
We're in a rebuild though, so trading Gillylock's a good move.
Every year is like the best kicker, and then they end up like Greg the Leg was the best kicker in the NFL, and then he went to the Cowboys, and then he just missed like everything.
Who's
Nick
the
Foles
Colts kicker from last year? Blankenship.
Rodrigo.
Blankenship went from the best in the league to the worst. They cut him 4 games in.
But so they've got. I don't know who the Colts. I mean, they got rid of. They lost.
I pulled up ESPN.
Okereke. They lost Okereke.
Okereke.
Okereke. It's not Okereke. It's Okereke.
Okereke.
And then they lost Gilmore to the Cowboys.
We traded him to the Cowboys at least.
It's pronounced Gilmore.
Yeah. Is it like Young Frankenstein? It's not Igor. It's pronounced Igor.
Yeah.
Who else? Zeke got released. I wonder where he'll go. And
I don't know.
Who did the Rams? Who signed Darnold? Sam Darnold. Was that the Rams? Somebody signed Sam Darnold.
Definitely don't want Sam Darnold syndrome.
Who signed Sam Darnold?
What was that?
Kimberly said, "I'm holding a Nerf gun." Kimberly said, "Put me out of my misery." Then I pulled up my gun and she started freaking out.
The 49ers signed Sam Darnold. Okay, so Sam Darnold, he went from Carolina to San Francisco. Baker Mayfield signed with the Buccaneers.
Her food's under the table.
And, of course, the Raiders are getting rid of everybody.
If the Colts don't pick up somebody in free agency, you can guarantee they're making a move for the first overall pick.
Well, they're going to suck next year so they can get the overall pick. Their number 1 pick's already been traded.
How many years are they going to do that?
Wait, no, we still have our first round pick this year.
Right, first round, but not first pick. Where do they pick?
I thought we picked like 6th or 7th.
Raiders picked 7
for the first overall pick.
Hold on, I'll pull it up one sec.
I'm pretty sure somebody just traded for the first traded somebody the first overall pick.
Yeah, the Bears had the number 1 pick and they traded him because they got a bunch of crap and they got a wide receiver. Carolina?
No, so right now, it goes Carolina, who got it from the.
As I said, Carolina, yeah.
They traded with Chicago.
Right.
2 is the Texans. I don't know how they have number 2.
Because they sucked
terrible last year.
They sucked more than the Colts. You're right. 3 are the Cardinals. 4 are the Colts.
Okay. How maybe have fallen Cardinals.
And then, so who's 5, 6? I know the Raiders are 7.
5 is Seattle. 6 is Detroit.
Wait, how is Detroit 6?
Trade with the Rams.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because they made that's right because they had a good season last year.
Yeah, they turned it around, which I was happy.
Made the playoffs. Yeah. Then the Raiders are 7. I'm guessing the Raiders are going to draft a quarterback. I don't know. I don't like Josh McDaniels. I think he is a poison and a stain to the Las Vegas franchise.
The Colts are not going to get a quarterback this year because 1 and 2 are both going quarterback. Like Carolina needs
like
a
4 or 5 good quarterbacks there, though.
I know, but we're not going to get the one I want, which is the. I really either want the Alabama quarterback or the Ohio quarterback.
C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna go.
I'm a big proponent of Ohio State quarterbacks never make it in the pros.
So I'm going to go off on Josh McDaniels here because he's the worst thing to ever happen to coaching in the NFL.
Well, he
So-
doesn't know how to. He's not.
Okay, so hang on. So this is what's happened. So they let Derek Carr go, right?
Yep.
Then they traded Darren Waller, right?
On his wedding day.
Well, not on his wedding day. I'll get to that in a second. They traded Darren Waller to the Giants for a third round pick, right? So they essentially got they essentially traded Darren Waller and Derek Carr for the 100th pick. If that's how you look at it, that's exactly how you look at it.
That's a bad trade.
That's a horrible trade.
They
And
got
then who
great.
they signed? They signed Jimmy Garoppolo. What's the point of that? That's a lateral move. You should have stayed with. You could have stayed with Carr. But this is the stuff I've heard. I heard that Carr was not allowed to change plays at the line, which that explains a lot.
Well, because McDaniels thinks he's a
control freak.
He's a control freak, and that's why he probably didn't want to come to the Colts, because he didn't want to give Luck anything.
And so he got rid of Waller. So here's the story about Waller. There's one story out there that he was mad because Darren Waller didn't invite him to his wedding. And then there was another. He announced Waller's wedding before they were ready to say they got married at the combine. He told everybody. So if this is like, if he's just like childish, I'm going to get rid of you because you're causing problems in my team kind of thing. You know what I mean? If he's that kind of person, he reminds me of when I worked at Lowe's. Like, we had a really good manager and we had a really good staff of people, right? Well, they moved that manager to another store. So we got a shitty manager. So we got such a shitty manager, all the good people left for other jobs. I was one of them.
Yeah,
And
like everybody that I knew that worked there except for Mark left.
Right. And then he starts hiring his buddies, right? That's what they do. They instead of building on the crew you have and adding to it, they totally dismantle it and bring in their buddies. That doesn't work. That's exactly what Josh McDaniels is doing, because he got Garoppolo because he worked with Garoppolo in New England. They just signed a wide receiver from New England, right? For $22 million. They got another receiver. And I don't understand his thinking. And Garoppolo is average at best. I'm sorry. That defense, San Francisco's defense, is what won them games, because his passer rating's not that great. He's injured all the time, and if they've got a shitty offensive line, he's gonna get injured. I bet you he lasts 5 games before he gets hurt. I'm predicting. So the Raiders are in trouble. They need to get McDaniels is the problem, not Derek Carr, not Darren Waller. And I will not wear a Raiders jersey until he's gone. You heard it here first. March 15th, 2003 at 8:37 p.m. I will not wear a Raider jersey until Josh.
Come day one, he'll have his Branch shirt on.
I will not have my Cliff Branch jersey on. I will not wear a Raiders jersey until he is gone. That is, I'm protesting.
Tim, if they make the Super Bowl with him, he's gonna and wears his he's gonna wear his jersey.
I'll put $20 that says the Raiders don't even make the playoffs this year.
Just thinking, like, damn, that sounds like something that I would do, and then the Cowboys would end up fucking going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Then I'd wear my jersey, and then we'd lose the Super Bowl. So, Chris, if they make it to the Super Bowl, just stick with it and don't wear the jersey.
Exactly, your jersey's bad luck.
The jersey's bad luck.
Well, so that's my mom. When we played baseball, she had I played for Depot Express, so she had like a Depot Express shirt. She never washed it because we went undefeated one year because she never washed it. So she never washed it again.
I'm pretty superstitious when it comes to my Cowboys. If I'm standing up doing illegal things in my room, then
you keep doing it.
Then I will stay standing. Like when a great play happens, I will stay standing up until something like catastrophic happens. I've stood up entire football games before, never left my room. I've had to pee for a whole game and nope, Cowboys are winning. I can't, because there's been times where I'm like, oh, we're doing fine, and then I go and I change my routine, and nope, we end up losing. So I'm very. If I'm wearing a jersey and the
sounds
Cowboys
like me
lose,
with the Colts.
If I'm wearing a jersey and the Cowboys lose, I won't wear that jersey the rest of the season.
With Sean Payton in Denver, and you still got Mahomes. They would have to have a really good record and get a wild card to make the playoffs. I just don't see it happening.
They're not
And
going
I
to have
think,
the team this year.
and then they got to deal with Justin Herbert. But I think Justin Herbert I think the Chargers are overrated in my opinion. I really do.
They just
I
have
think-
they just have the perfect storm right now. It's all going to fall apart eventually.
I think Justin Herbert is overrated. I think he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks.
But it's not just him though. It's like he's just good enough to make people like he wouldn't be nasty without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Right, right.
If he didn't have Keenan
And
Allen
I think
Mike
them
Williams,
Bosa guys are overrated too. I'm tired of hearing about Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa. I'm tired of hearing about both of them. They're overrated.
whichever one is on the team. I mean, he's pretty good, but again, he just like fits into that team. It helps that they have the best running back in the NFL. So
And then they lose to Jacksonville in the playoffs.
somehow lost.
No.
them.
So
Kind of
this is
exposes
how
them. I'm sorry.
This is how I see it.
But they are rivals, right?
Patty Mahomes
Yes,
is
yeah,
going
same
to be the
division.
new Tom Brady. What's his face up in Buffalo is the new Peyton. And
I don't believe that Mahomes is the new Brady.
well, I'm just
'cause I
saying
think
like how it's going to work.
I think
Mahomes is always going to beat.
if he keeps getting hurt, those injuries are going to catch up to him eventually.
Especially like ankle injuries.
Ankle and
yeah.
leg injuries, those are going to catch
Well, look
up.
at Steph. Steph's doing pretty good after all those ankle injuries early in his career.
Yeah, but he ain't getting 300-pound guys falling on him.
That's the difference. You can twist your ankle and it can be terrible, but if you twist your ankle and then an offensive lineman falls on it,
Right.
you might as
I
well
mean,
just cut the foot off.
If you keep getting leg injuries after leg injuries, eventually, I mean, Joe Namath was a good quarterback, but his knees caught up to him and he was just worn out. Yale Sayers, Earl Campbell, after a while,
And Mahomes is great because he can do all of those crazy things where he can run out of the pot, get out of trouble, and throw the ball on the run and throw the ball sidearm and underhanded and do all those crazy things. And once he's like to the point where he can't move around as much as quickly, not that he's ever going to turn into Roethlisberger, but once he can't like not move around as fast, you're going to notice like a drop off in his play.
I'm not saying that he's going to be like forever the next Tom Brady, but I'm just saying how that dynamic worked. I think that he's always going to beat the Bills. He's always going to beat everybody.
I don't
and
buy
then
that. I think
what's his face for the Chargers is going to be like Phillip Rivers. Always the good, but always the fourth or fifth best good.
I don't see Mahomes doing that. I think Mahomes he relies too much on his run, and I compare that to say John Elway, because John Elway was a running quarterback too, but he only ran when he absolutely had to.
Mahomes is getting better. Is getting. I have noticed like in like the playoffs especially, but like he's getting a little more selective with his.
Yeah, he's gonna have to because his legs are gonna, his knees are gonna start catching up in his ankles.
Like open up and like the defenders will move to the outside and he sees he has nothing and he's like, all right, I'm gonna take these. He just needs to stop running sooner. He runs and then he tries to deke a middle linebacker, and one of these days he's gonna get nailed by that linebacker, and it's probably gonna end up being an unnecessary roughness helmet to helmet because the linebacker decided to destroy Pat Mahomes. But
here's the thing too, and you bring that up. You bring the helmet to helmet hit up. Is when Elway played, you stop at all costs. So, but now they're so. I can't touch the quarterback. I can't lead with my helmet. I can't hit his shoulder. So what are they going to do? They're going to go after the legs first. And I think that works against Mahomes eventually.
As a quarterback, you have a little bit more leeway to like hit them how you want, but they're going to put their head down probably to cushion themselves, and you're going to put your head down to kill them, and it's going to be helmet to helmet. Which is why I feel like helmet to helmet is on every single play, and I feel like they just call it willy-nilly randomly.
Oh, I think they do too.
Because there's
times in the passer.
I'm like, oh, that's helmet to helmet. I could hear the two helmets colliding.
Yeah.
And they don't call it. And then other times it's like kind of barely like not that bad and they'll call it. And I'm like,
yeah, just let him play. screw that. Just let him play. Oh, and also, ain't what's his name's going to the Jets, right? They're going to be the New York Packers.
Well, yeah, he like gave them like a list of demands. Like he wants Odell, he wants like Lazard, and all
He
these
got
people.
Lazard.
I
thought you
know
were gonna
it's
say yeah. He wants Odell and lasagna. Those are my two stipulations.
Yeah, he got one of them.
you got the lasagna.
Yeah, he got lasagna. So Aaron Rodgers to New York. The Jets, which they.
So part of me like 3-4 years ago when it was like rumored that he wants out, I was like he should come to the Colts. He's friends with Pat, and it's like we would love him because we all love Pat, and every Colts fan listens to Pat. And like I was just I thought he was going to come to the Colts, but now it's like no, I don't. I think he's too big for the Colts, and now I don't want him
Now,
because
see,
I
that's the
bet he
thinking
only
though.
has like 2 or
Why
3
is he
years
too
left.
big for the Colts? We had Peyton
I mean, if
Manning.
the Cowboys didn't have Dak, I'd take Rodgers.
He thinks he's too. He is like Elway. He thinks he's too big for the Colts. He doesn't want to go to a small market team.
Indianapolis
Green
is
Bay is not a big market.
Yes, it is.
There is nothing in Green Bay. There's more in Indianapolis than there is in Green Bay.
The Green Bay fanship is nationwide. There's a
But they
ton.
don't have any. They don't. Do they have a basketball team? No.
Does he stay there year round? No, he leaves and goes like live in California most of it.
I'm
Off
just
season.
saying. So, Indianapolis, there's more to offer in Indianapolis. I mean, we have the
Yeah,
Pacers,
but
we have the
smaller
Colts, we have
fan base.
I don't know. There's a lot of Colts fans out there. I'm not saying it's as much as Green Bay. I really don't know. I can't tell you. I know that Baltimore lost when they moved from Baltimore to Indianapolis. Some stayed, some went. I can't tell you. Those are two very, very old franchises. So, are they fair weather Packer fans? They like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I always liked watching Brett Favre play, but I've never been a Packer fan.
I mean, who didn't like watching Brett Favre play?
God, he was so much fun. It was like playing in a backyard. That's what he always reminded me of. He was that kind of quarterback. Draw a play in the dirt.
He's down there somewhere. Yeah, yeet.
That's who we need. That's the quarterback we need. That's the quarterback the Raiders need. That's the quarterback the Colts need.
Quarterback everybody.
Yeah. But are you worried since Zeke's numbers have kind of dropped off? Are you worried about him not playing in Dallas?
I mean, like I love Zeke just like as a player, as a fan of the Cowboys, but
Right.
like, will I miss him? Maybe, depending on because I still don't think Pollard should be running Zeke numbers.
I always forget you guys have Pollard. I'm
Like
gonna be
running
honest
Zeke
with that.
for of attempts and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that they're probably gonna draft a running back or maybe not like a high ranking running back, but like somebody in the second round or
Well, they'll
something.
be at the bottom. They'll be at the bottom part of the draft, won't they?
Are there any good backs in this year's?
I don't really pay attention.
I don't. Outside of the 2 or 3 quarterbacks, nobody's talking about anybody. So I can't really say.
This is not a strong receiver class. I was listening to ESPN radio the other day, and this is not a strong wide receiver class. They're like, yeah, the best receiver, last year in this. If the best receiver in this class would have came out last year, he would have been in like the 3rd or 4th round.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. They just keep talking about the 3 or 4 quarterbacks, and now they're up for grabs because the Colts need something, and the Raiders. They're talking about the Raiders maybe drafting somebody because let him sit a year or 2 behind Garoppolo, which basically means he'll be playing in the last half of the season because Garoppolo's going to get hurt. That's. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Watching free agency since that just started today. It's going to be interesting to see who else signs where the next few weeks. Then you got the draft. So in April.
What did Mikey say that Pat McAfee had like 500,000 people watching him or something like
yeah,
that?
because Rodgers was going to make the announcement.
Did he?
Of
What
he
did he
doing.
say? I was on lunch when he was on, and I was like, I I didn't
I
watch it when I was
didn't.
on lunch.
I'm in the middle of watching Indy 500, so I didn't listen.
Well,
so.
he didn't make anything because the internet, is still working, and it would be all over like my social medias.
He just said that what he was doing. Yeah, he
Is he a unrestricted or restricted free agent, or is he just?
Pat almost had 500K viewers because Rogers is on.
Jeez.
That was at 1 o'clock. Rogers is going to the Jets. Jets and Packers just need to come up with a deal. So he's not a free agent.
I thought he was a free agent because he gave them a demand list. And wouldn't that be tampering?
No,
Oh, okay.
I guess not. I don't know. I can't answer that.
On CBS Sports released a grade for the Colts draft or free agency.
Terrible.
On a
Is
C
zero.
minus. C minus. Key additions: kicker Matt Gray. Key re-signings: Tyquan Lewis, EJ Speed, and Ashton Doolin. Only person I know is EJ Speed and Matt Gay. Let's see about the Cowboys. I bet the Cowboys got like an A. Cowboys got a B. Key additions: Gilly Locke. Key re-signings: Donovan Wilson, Leighton or Van Der Esch, and Tyron Smith. All
What they give the Raiders?
Which I'm happy that Van Der Esch actually came out and said like he's happy like with like the Cowboys defense. He's just happy to be a Cowboy. So that's always nice to see as a fan, like a player, one of your better players,
Yeah.
saying that they love being part of your team.
What do they give the Raiders?
The Raiders got a C. Key
They got
re-signings.
raped on social media for signing Garoppolo.
Yeah, key re-signings are Garoppolo, Jacoby Myers, Marcus Epps,
That's the guy from the Patriots.
Brandon Facuson from the Colts. I have no idea who that is, and Robert Spillbane from the Steelers. Key re-signings: Amir Abdullah, who I did not know was still in the league. Brandon Parker, and all they said was cornerback
Who got
Brandon.
a door?
Raiders have Amir Abdullah, who I did not
Used to
know
be a
was still
Colt,
in the
right?
league. What?
He used to be a Colt, right?
Yeah, he was like he played for the Giants in their last Super Bowl, I thought.
I don't know.
No, he was hold on. Let me bring up his Wikipedia and all of his teams. He was drafted in 2011. He played for the Lions, the Vikings, the Panthers, and the Raiders.
Oh my!
He was really good on the Lions his first couple years. I remember that because I had him that first year I won the fantasy league. I had him on my team.
It's gonna be a hard year watching football if you're a Colts or a Raiders fan. That's all.
Hey, I'm just here to have fun.
And the Raiders are playing in Indianapolis.
Hey, you might as well go and wear your branch jersey.
Hey, you shut up. When fighting the parking
He's not
lot.
going to wear a jersey.
We're gonna fight
but
outside
he's
of
going to
Lucas
wear
Oil.
a Raiders shirt.
I'll just wear a Raiders shirt, or a Raiders hat. I won't. Not until they fire me. I hope. I really do. I swear to God, I'm not lying. I hope they go 3-14 this year.
Let's get this clear. Kris, is it just the jersey or is it a shirt also? And
no, I'm not wearing any Raiders stuff. I'm not going to wear any Raider things until they fire Josh McDaniel.
All right, everybody, you heard it here first.
They should have learned. They should have learned from Indianapolis. Las Vegas should have learned from Indianapolis.
He has commitment issues. His wife should have saw that too.
Right? It's an asshole. I can't stand him. Dismantling. I mean, think about it. They were in the playoffs the year before. They were a bad call away from beating the Bengals. Essentially. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were because so he had that team. That team was very much intact still. And look what he did to it last year. What's he going to do? And now he's gotten rid of a lot of the good people. Now look what else they're going to do. They should have kept Bisaccia. Everybody loves Bisaccia. Wherever Bisaccia is now, players love him. That's who they should have kept. I'll say that all day. I'll say that for the rest of our, 20 years from now, when I'm 70-something years old, I'll be like, They should have kept Bisaccia. Remember when they lost Bisaccia? They should have kept him.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Rich Bisaccia. He took over for Gruden.
Oh, dude, why didn't they keep him? They got hot with him.
I know. Thank you. And everybody loves him.
I never understand why teams, get hot with an interim coach and don't keep the interim coach.
He deserved that. He deserved that job more than McDaniels did. I really believe that. And him and Carr, they were in sync together. So all he wants is just all McDaniels wants. He wants puppets. That's what he wants on his team.
Yep.
That's exactly what he wants. A piece of shit.
Las Vegas puppets.
Yeah, they are the Las Vegas puppets.
How much you want to bet he texted his boy Tom Brady? He was like, "Hey, come play for me."
He probably did. There were rumors early, remember, before he announced his retirement, that we could see him in a Raider jersey.
Even rumors after he called his retirement. I still read something the other day that was like, is Tom Brady going to come out of retirement to play for a team? But
I think he's gonna.
He's gonna stay retired. I don't think he's gonna play.
I think he learned his lesson.
He learned. He should have never came back.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like there was much more going on with his relationship than him going back to play football.
Oh yeah, there was issues there already, I'm sure. So you just don't.
Probably the FTX thing. They lost. It's what reported they lost like $500 million. Him and his wife with the FTX bankruptcy.
Oh really?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me bring that up 1 second.
But whose money is that? His or hers? She's got her own money, right? She probably had a prenup, I'm sure. Damn, that melt from Burger King looks good.
It is rumored that Tom Brady lost over $45 million in that FTX.
Yeah, but him losing $45 million is like me losing like $150.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to look up his wife because I don't care about her. So
I don't want to give her clicks.
Yeah. I don't really like Tom Brady, but I don't like her more. So
I like Tom Brady. He's a good guy.
I liked Tom Brady. I never liked Belichick.
Yeah, well, I didn't like him when he was at the Patriots. Plus, he cheated the Raiders still, 20-something years later. I'm still complaining. Damn Tuck rule. Fumble.
It was a fumble, just like it wasn't a catch.
It was a catch. They came out and said it was a catch.
Which catch? Oh, well, you know what? So, yeah, Brady came out and said he fumbled the ball, too. So, there you go.
Tim, like just giving you crap about the catch thing. I know it was a catch. It was clear in the freaking review.
What made it even worse was like a day after the game, they were like, not even like a day. It was like hours after the game. They were like, "Yeah, the refs messed up. It was a catch." Like, you mean that game-winning call?
Did I read right that they might be reviewing roughing the passer hits?
Yeah, just like they reviewed pass interference, and not only like I think of all of them that got reviewed, only like 2 of them got returned.
Right. I say splatter them. Just drive me to just splatter them.
Sounds
make
good.
Make them shake on the ground like Roger Staubach did.
Oh my god.
He got plastered. I remember the game we were watching it, and like his like hands were like shaking after he got hit because he got hit so hard on that artificial turf. Speaking of nothing to do with football, but speaking of artificial turf, have you seen the thing about the Philadelphia Phillies players?
That they're all bitching about the stuff at the field at
six former players from the Philadelphia Phillies died of brain cancer. They blamed the artificial turf because they said the artificial turf would get up to like 135 degrees and put off this noxious gas. That it was tested at Notre Dame, it was tested somewhere else, and they have like a legitimate investigation going on with this,
Holy
where
shit.
where the toxins from the turf, the heating up of the turf, could have caused cancer in these players, because 6 different players that played on the turf at that stadium have died of brain cancer. That ain't no coincidence.
That ain't a coincidence. That's a pattern.
Yeah. So they're going to do more investigation. They're opening an investigation into if the toxins from the turf had anything to do with the brain cancer. That's a scary thought.
That is a very scary thought. All right, not to end on that note, but it is pushing bedtime for Kris and Kris.
It is. I gotta have some pudding here and then go to bed. I need my
Yeah.
pudding. Where's
Thank you
my
for
pudding?
The
I
listening
need
royal
my
pudding
unmanned pudding.
Get him his banana pudding.
No,
is
it is
royal pudding.
chocolate. I mixed chocolate and vanilla pudding. I made it instead of buying it, and I mixed chocolate pudding with vanilla pudding, and then put a whole bucket of whipped topping in there. This shit's good, dude. I'm not lying. Either that or I'm just getting really old.
You're getting old.
I know it is, but I gotta have my pudding.
Anyways, you can catch us at Podnerds on Twitter, Facebook at Hoosier Nerds Podcast. You can watch and listen to us at YouTube. You can listen to us at your favorite podcasting sites. Oh my god, I almost said Podnerds. TuneIn Radio, Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon. Jeez.
And
How
always
rude.
stop by, and you'll never wonder who's your nerd.